Patrick, as you know, Radio Row is this huge room where hundreds of people are broadcasting their show live. It is pure energy, and sometimes it's hard not to get in on the action.
KTBB, we're at Super Bowl 42.
KTCK,
You're in the radio
WHOO, ESPN Orlando.
Welcome to the three-ring circus that is Radio Row, best described by the rabble-rousers themselves.
Like they're fighting for food. And there's literally like people fighting. It's great. It's fun to just sit at the table and watch your producer. Like we brought a guy who looks like a bowling ball, right? So he's like running people over.
And everybody's fighting to get the A-list guys on. You know, the Donovan McNabbs, the Troy Aikmans, whoever comes walking by, and it's a fight.
Bunch of fat, pompous men who think they know more than. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's a lot of fun. Now, Radio Row, it's a lot of chaos. You know, it really is a whole bunch of fluff this week.
You probably recognize these local personalities: Andy Gresh and Scott Zolak from 790 The Score, and Pete Shepard, a native Rhode Islander. But don't forget the quote-unquote celebrities: Jared from Subway.
It's pretty nuts. This is my second year doing it. Obviously here with Subway. I'm from Indianapolis, so last year I was, in my Colts jersey and all that.
Or that cute little girl who was in the game plan with The Rock. Who are you rooting for the Super Bowl?
Patriots. Yeah.
And the sports legends themselves: Jerry Rice, Shannon Sharp, Lynn Swan, countless others. It was packed. It is really tight space here on Radio Row with affiliates from all over the country here. In fact, 3,500 media have been credentialed all ready to be here right now. Wild enough that even these guys from Dallas asked me if I'd like to get behind the mic for a while.
So you work in Providence?
I do. No, it's kind of awesome. I'd love to give a shout out.
One of the Super Bowls I did cover, I actually did see a fist fight between two producers. Oh, it was always the best day of my life. I thought it was the most coolest thing ever. I'm like, I come to Super Bowl every year.
So who knew that chaos could be so much fun? We had a blast out there. Hey, Steve, we are actually outside behind Coors Field right now. We set up shop here to show you just how many satellite trucks are out here. We count about 15 to 20, and as I speak, there's a helicopter above me. And of the media, that includes all the Japanese media here to watch Dice K. But even as active as it is back here, out front of Coors Field is just as lively.
Ticket holders, flags. Beans.
We're a mile high and ankle deep in a sea of peddlers and fans.
Rockies all the way.
Set in the heart of lower downtown, or Lodo as it's known to locals, Coors Field was awash of purple and black. Fans looking to buy, commemorate, and celebrate.
These are the Colorado Gone Wild beads, we call them. Colorado Gone Wild beads, and then we got the officially licensed ticket holders.
Business is good. It's getting so good I'm having to pull stuff off the front of my thing
but even
to sell it to people.
Is good, this peddler of all things Rockies is predicting a Sox sweep.
Nobody's going to beat the Red Sox. They got too good of a team. They got too good at hitting. They got too good at pitching. They got Beckett coming up 2 more times. I hate to say it, but it's over.
And to give you some of the local flavor, this is a supplement from the Denver Post. It says too deep, and as everybody knows, it is do or die. The Rockies only have 2 more shots at it. The female-only cult phenomenon, and it's taken off in Providence. Every Friday night, you'll find them in their tutus and bare feet dancing with the lights down low. But it's more than just a dance party. It's a chance to let go. And for Amy Lynn Budd, it's a lifesaver, almost literally. She brought Dance Party to the capital city after undergoing brain surgery.
I mean, what girl doesn't love to put on a feather boa and leap around?
It's hard not to have an opinion, and every woman in this room does. They love it.
That great feeling of having done something nice for yourself that's totally for you.
It's silly dancing. It was good.
It is Dance Party. Every Friday night at Perishable, there are women dying to blow off some steam, hence the fog on our camera. There are tutus, sunglasses, bare feet, but there's no booze, no judgment, and no boys.
It gets a bit kind of tired when you go to the club and you've got people, bumping up against you. And, as women, we tend to just have fun and enjoy the dancing, and kind of leaves us free to do what we want.
It was really cathartic, and it was a place to just dance, and you're not trying to impress anyone, you're not trying to show off.
Cathartic is right. They leave any emotional baggage and their shoes at the door.
You got me worried too.
Which which is really important to Amy Lynn Budd.
I have a rare disorder called von Hippel-Lindau syndrome. It has affected me by causing a tumor to grow in my medulla oblongata.
She started Dance Dance Party Party last January, only a few months before having brain surgery.
I was also able to go at my own pace with no pressure whatsoever. And the first couple of weeks, I moved really slowly through the room.
Now, in recovery, she's found her rhythm again. And she's helping other women.
Once they're here and experiencing Dance Dance Party Party, and they really see that it's truly a judgment-free zone and that it's here as a resource for them.
We have one girl who came and just did handstands for the entire hour and a half, which I thought was great.
Right side up or upside down, they all leave with a clean slate and dirty feet.
Those of you who aren't already addicted, please come back again.
Dance Dance Party Party was on hiatus for the summer, but it starts back up this Friday night at 5:30, September 11th. Patrick, we are 2,500 miles away from home right now, but we did find this little club in Arizona that between the screaming, the cheering, and all the jerseys, it feels just like home.
P-A-T-S, Pats, Pats, Pats.
Ever wonder what Patriots Nation looks like in Arizona?
#1 all the way, baby!
Young and old, some tattooed, these Pats fans bleed red, white, and blue.
I'm predicting that the Patriots will totally win. I think it's going to be about 100 million to 0.
I've been a fan since day one, a season ticket holder since 1963.
And hopefully, knock on wood, because I have to do that, the word perfect will be underneath it on Monday.
They're going to win.
This club is one of the few actually sanctioned by the Pats, which is why team owners Bob and Jonathan Kraft decided to stop by for a very warm and overwhelming welcome.
We have a wonderful group of fans, and they're very active, and now we got to do our part on Sunday, make them proud to be Patriot fans in Arizona.
It's pretty good. It's pretty awesome. It's great to know that we have this much fan support out here in Arizona.
Even Andre Tippett made the journey. Tippett, a former Pats linebacker who had 100 sacks in his 10-year career, a claim to fame that didn't go unnoticed here. So how do you reward the most rabid Pats fans outside New England? Try 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
Never won anything, so I just can't believe it.
This is pretty big.
This is awesome. My sister's gonna die.
Rewarding all those rabid Arizona fans. And just to let you know, Andre will find out on Saturday whether he's made it into the Hall of Fame, and of course we will let you know. As you know, this entire thing is an experience, but there is actually an officially sanctioned park where today the kids got a chance to see exactly what it would be like to be a professional athlete, and they had a blast. And for the rest of the week, us adults will actually get a chance to live out our football fantasies. Also, Super Bowl 42 here at the University of Phoenix Stadium has a chance for making history. There is a strong chance that this could be the most watched Super Bowl ever. Fox is shooting for a record number of viewers. The most people to watch a Super Bowl was set back in 1996, and that's when the Dallas Cowboys beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. More on the path to perfection. The Patriots are remembering their friend and former teammate Marquise Hill. The defensive lineman and former second-round draft pick died in a jet ski accident in Louisiana last May. Hill was number 91 when he played for the mighty Pats. Hill left behind his fiancée and 2-year-old son. All of the Patriots have been honoring Hill this season by wearing a black circle decal with his number 91 on their helmets. And also, one Foxborough resident is now the proud owner of 2 Super Bowl tickets. His name is Paul Farmer, and he's a firefighter, and he won that raffle. That raffle was sponsored by Patriots Place, which is located right next to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. More than 5,000 people entered the raffle hoping to win. But here is the lucky winner. Paul Farmer will be in Glendale, Arizona Sunday to see the Pats take on the New York Giants, which I am sure will be the game of a lifetime for this diehard fan. And a friendly Super Bowl wager between the mayors of New York and Boston is pitting Manhattan clam chowder against New England clam chowder. Mayor Michael Bloomberg and Mayor Thomas Menino are rooting for their hometown teams in the game between the Giants and the Patriots on Sunday in the bet the loser will donate food to charity. If the Patriots win, Bloomberg will send Manhattan clam chowder, pastrami sandwiches, New York pizzas, and lemon ice. If the Giants win, Menino will send New England clam chowder, Dunkin' Donuts coffee, Boston cream pies, and Brigham's ice cream. And if you want to save some money shopping for your Super Bowl 42 party, retailer Walmart is slashing prices 10 and 30% on groceries, electronics, and other products. In addition to the extra discounts, the retailer said it will offer no interest for 18 months on purchases of $250 or more with a Walmart credit card. Now more fun facts about how the Pats and the Giants all fit together for this big picture of the Super Bowl. The showdown between the two teams is the 12th Super Bowl to feature two teams that met during the regular season. And this is only the second time that the two Super Bowl teams have met in the final game of the regular season. And you may also remember the Giants and the Pats faced off in the final game of this year's preseason. And as you know, the Pats won that game 27-20. Another fact, the Pats have 20 players with Super Bowl experience on their current roster. The Giants only have 3. And finally, Tom Brady is one of 4 players with multiple Super Bowl MVP awards. A lot of stuff going on out here. Mike, what do you think about all that?
Well, Erin, you look pretty good in that football uniform. You're going to be able to try any of those games?
Thank you. Oh yeah, no, I was going to try and push those things over, but I didn't want to mess up the kids. Didn't want to show them up or anything, you know.
All right, thanks, Erin Kennedy.
Thanks,
looks like you're having a ball out there in Arizona for Super Bowl 42.
Exactly, and the other thing that we can't complain about is this weather, and I actually wanted to talk to Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca about that because, Tony, it's gorgeous. We want to know if that dome's going to be open or closed on Sunday.
Well, right now it looks like, Erin, when you come back, try to bring some of that milder weather with you. I'll have your local forecast coming up in a few minutes, but in the meantime, we'll send it back to Glendale, Arizona, and Erin Kennedy.
Thanks, Tony. I was actually just working on maybe bringing back a tan. Of course, you can always count on Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of the
Thank you, guys. Let's get a big award. Go Pats!
Go Pats!
And
Arizona!
As we said, perfection is feeling really good right now. And even though this was the coldest game since the 2004 AFC Championship game, fans said they never felt the chill and they never felt better. And we are back here out at Gillette. Pats fans obviously still very excited, but this time we're packing our bags and we're packing the sunscreen and we're packing the shorts for Phoenix. Right now, we are live outside Gillette. Erin Kennedy, Eyewitness News. Erin, I have some fantastic news tonight. We have raised $30,000 tonight. It's an incredible show of generosity from Rhode Islanders, and every dollar is appreciated. I know we're not on air from 7 to 9, but I want to mention, too, that Amica is doing a dollar-for-dollar match from 7 to 9 tonight, up to $10,000. So we would love to keep those phone calls coming in through the night. I'd also like to share some other numbers with you. This is from FEMA. FEMA and the SBA have approved $28 million in loans and grants already. They've had 20,000 applicants to date, and they've inspected 18,000 homes, and they have fewer than 1,000 left to inspect. So there have been a lot of people who have been affected by this flooding, as we all know. I have another heartwarming story to tell you about. If you're watching the 5 o'clock news tonight, Naked Nwosu did a story about a local mother who was forced out of her home with her 2 sons, and they've been living in the Best Western since. And tonight we got a phone call from a woman who said that she'd love to contact that family. She wants to help them directly. And this is the same kind of thing, because any dollar that you give tonight, you are directly helping families who are affected by this flooding. It's not going anywhere else, it's staying in state. Buenas noches, soy Erin Kennedy y gracias por estar aquí con nosotros, por ver las noticias en nuestra página de web. Ahora los titulares. Al parecer nos salvamos del impacto directo de huracán Earl. Sin embargo, el gobernador ha declarado estado de emergencia. Las autoridades han emitido una advertencia de tormenta tropical para Block Island y la zona costera de Rhode Island. El resto del estado está solamente en observación. La policía le piden al público que se mantenga en sus casas y que esperan intensas lluvias que pudieran provocar inundaciones en áreas bajas. Las playas estatales han sido cerradas. Mientras tanto, funcionarios de Carolina del Norte ampliaron una orden de evacuación obligatoria antes de que llegue el huracán Earl. Las órdenes afectan a todos los residentes y turistas en la popular ciudad de Nags Head. En Washington, el presidente Obama ordenó a los organismos federales que ayuden a las autoridades estatales y locales en la atención de los problemas por Earl. Más cobertura local, Rhode Island tiene las peores carreteras del estado. Según la Reason Foundation, el estado quedó en el último lugar porque tiene un sistema de carreteras pequeños y altos costos. Autoridades estatales no están de acuerdo con el estudio y dicen que el grupo usó información pasado de moda y que Rhode Island está avanzado en la dirección correcta. Para las últimas noticias, eche un vistazo a nuestra página de web foxprovidence.com. Que pasen una buena noche. Hasta la próxima y gracias por ver Eyewitness News, cobertura digna de confianza. Buenas noches, soy Erin Kennedy y gracias por estar aquí con nosotros y por ver las noticias en nuestra página de web. Ahora los titulares. La policía en Tiverton dice que un hijo mató a su padre e iría a su madre. La policía llegó a Woodlawn Circle en Tiverton poco después de la medianoche del domingo, luego de que vecinos reportaran gritos que venían de la residencia. Los agentes encontrarán a Conrad Bullia, de 62 años, muerto y a su esposa Diane, de 58, herida. El hijo de la pareja, Joel Bullia, fue arrestado en el lugar y recluido en el Instituto Correccional para Adultos. La señora Bullia está siendo atendida en el Hospital Rhode Island. El presidente Barack Obama está promoviendo un nuevo programa de empleos. El presidente anunció un programa de empleos que estará enfocado en la reconstrucción de caminos, vías férreas y pistas de aterrizaje. Los líderes republicanos de inmediato atacaron la propuesta de Obama, la cual probablemente también encontrará resistencia de muchos demócratas a aprobar gastos adicionales que aumentarían el déficit federal cuando solo faltan unas semanas para las elecciones que determinarán el control del Congreso. La tormenta tropical Hermine perdía fuerza mientras avanzaba hacia Texas. El meteoro deja casi totalmente sin electricidad a un pueblo de Texas, pero hasta la mañana del martes no se habían reportado heridos o daños de gravedad. Las autoridades tejanas tampoco ordenaron evacuaciones. El meteoro ingresó a tierra cerca del mismo lugar que el huracán Alex en junio. Para las últimas noticias, eche un vistazo a nuestra página de web foxprovidence.com. Que pasen una buena noche. Hasta la próxima y gracias por ver Eyewitness News, cobertura digna de confianza. Buenas noches, soy Erin Kennedy y gracias por estar aquí con nosotros y por ver las noticias en nuestra página de web. Ahora los titulares. El anuncio del alcalde de Providence, David Cicilline, hecho en Rhode Island, fue producido en Washington. Uno de los anuncios políticos en la campaña de Cicilline, candidato a la nominación demócrata para el Congreso, critica la exportación de la mano de obra a otros países. Al final del anuncio, Cicilline promete que, de ser elegido, él luchará para terminar enviando trabajos al extranjero. Y se despide diciendo que el mensaje fue hecho en Rhode Island, pero ese anuncio no fue hecho en Rhode Island, sino más bien producido por Grunwald Communications en Washington, D.C. El tesorero del estado, Frank Caprio, quiere parar negocio con 38 Studios. 38 Studios está listo para mudarse a Rhode Island y cambio de un generoso préstamo de $75 millones del estado. Pero ahora Frank Caprio, candidato demócrata al gobernador, se lo opone, diciendo que el plan parece ir de mal a peor y que se debería de esperar hasta que ingrese el nuevo gobernador para tomar la decisión. Originalmente, Caprio apoyó el préstamo. Más cobertura local, salen ya los anuncios políticos negativos. La campaña de Frank Caprio, demócrata candidato a gobernador, sacó su primer anuncio atacando a su contendor, el independiente Lincoln Chafee. Este primer llamado anuncio negativo haya comenzado a salir tan temprano, dado que ni Caprio ni Chafee tienen oponentes en la primaria y más bien se enfrentarán en una cerrada batalla en la elección general del 2 de noviembre. Para las últimas noticias, eche un vistazo a nuestra página de web foxprovidence.com. Que pasen una buena noche. Hasta la próxima y gracias por ver Eyewitness News, cobertura digna de confianza. Buenas noches, soy Erin Kennedy y gracias por estar aquí con nosotros y por ver las noticias en nuestra página de web. Ahora los titulares. El jurado emitió un veredicto de culpabilidad en un doble homicidio. Raymond Clemens está culpable por el asesinato de Amanda Souza y Heather Jesus. Su cómplice y amigo Anthony Carter, quien se declaró culpable a los cargos de homicidio, testificó en contra de Clemens. Clemens ya está sirviendo una sentencia de 50 años por robo. La fiscalía dijo que Carter apuñaló y estranguló a Souza, mientras que Clemens mató a Jesus en junio del 2007 en el apartamento que incendiaron antes de huir. Una precandidata republicana no estará en la balota en noviembre otra vez. La Junta de Elecciones le negó a Carol Russo, que perdió en la primaria para teniente gobernador, después de que la ganadora Heidi Rogers se retirara de la contienda y endosara al candidato independiente. Russo dijo que planea pelear la decisión ante de la Corte Suprema del Estado. Más cobertura local. Council 94 no endosa a candidato para gobernador. Council 94, la unión más grande que representa a los trabajadores estatales en Rhode Island, ha decidido no endosar a ningún candidato que corre para gobernador. Michael Downey, presidente del sindicato, dijo que decidieron de manera unánime quedarse fuera de la contienda. Council 94 representa a más de 10,000 empleados estatales, municipales y privados. Para las últimas noticias, eche un vistazo a nuestra página de web foxprovidence.com. Que pasen una buena noche. Hasta la próxima y gracias por ver Eyewitness News, cobertura digna de confianza. If you don't see what the big deal is about 3D movies, you may have a vision problem. A local business made some noise on Wall Street this afternoon. Para las últimas noticias, eche un vistazo a nuestra página de web. The polls have closed, the ballots are being counted, and very soon, 1 week before primary elections, candidates are putting out a new batch of television ads.
What it feels like to be a Patriots player, and I gotta say it feels pretty good. Feels real good.
Breaking news about the Super Bowl. New York Giants backup defensive end Adrian Awasam was arrested this morning by Arizona State Police on suspicion of drunk driving. And Mike, you mentioned it earlier as breaking news. We have Senate President Joseph Montalbano, the projected loser in this race. Otherwise, though, it's been a good night for incumbents, and he's been in there for 20 years. What happened?
Well, it's been a very good night.
Speaking of the incumbents, Teresa Paiva-Weed, do you think that she'll make a bid for the Senate presidency
Well,
now?
obviously, we're going to have to see.
This news is working new details now on Rhode Island's recovery from March's historic floods. The city of Cranston is now applying for federal funds to buy out properties that are prone to flooding along the Patuxent River. The application is due in November, and participation by homeowners would be voluntary. But those we spoke with today say they are all for it. The city says it could be another 18 months before they find out if their application was approved. New at 10, a stretch of road will be closed in Narragansett and South Kingstown tonight. The Pinpoint News Tracker shows you the area affected, Route 108 north and south from the Route 1 overpass to the Dillon Rotary. The road will be closed as the DOT sets beams. The closure began at 9 tonight and will continue until 5 a.m. Detours are in place. Meanwhile, in the Republican race for governor, we only have two candidates for that seat right now, John Robitaille and Victor Moffitt. John Robitaille coming in right now with 69% of the vote, Moffitt with 31%. That is with 62% of the precincts reporting.
Now, obviously, the race to replace Congressman Patrick Kennedy is getting a lot of attention this primary day.
Eyewitness News reporter Tim White is live at the Biltmore in Providence, where the David Cicilline camp is gathering right now. Tim?
Results keep pouring in.
In fact, we have breaking news right now. John Robitaille has been declared the winner against Victor Moffitt. John Robitaille, former gubernatorial aide to Governor Kucheri, of course, we'll have more on that coming up later tonight. And earlier tonight, we did speak with John Robitaille about tonight's race. Here's what he had to say. Tonight's winner moves on to the general election in November, and the winner then succeeds Patrick Lynch, who has been the state's AG for the past 8 years. And state election officials tell us, other than a few minor hiccups, things ran pretty smoothly. Providence Mayor David Cicilline there at the Biltmore with a very jubilant speech. A lot of people there behind him. He has now been declared the winner for the Democratic primary. He will be facing off against either Cara Russo or John Laughlin in the general election in November. All right, thanks, Tony. And really quickly, we have some breaking news. We are calling the Providence mayor's race here for Angel Tavares. He has won here with 49% of the vote against John Lombardi, 90% of the precincts reporting. He certainly has a lot to celebrate and dance about tonight. It was a hard-fought primary. The box truck wanted in the search has been found, but the criminals remain at large at this hour. Investigators from the Woonsocket Police, State Police, and the FBI went before news cameras again today. They tell us they're unsure what role each of the suspects had in the shooting. We've asked investigators if they've uncovered a motive for the man's murder yet, but they told us that's not something they can reveal at this time. New at 10, nearly 24 people are homeless tonight. Now investigators are trying to figure out what started a fire at a Providence building. The fire happened here on O'Connor Street. Firefighters arrived to find the structure fully engulfed. The fire was so intense, 4 nearby houses were damaged. No one was hurt. It's not clear how the fire started. During America, several officials in the city of Bell, California are facing charges tonight after being arrested for padding paychecks at the expense of taxpayers. Among those arrested, the mayor and former city manager. We first told you about the controversy over their salaries earlier this summer. All 8 people are now charged with corruption and misuse of funds. Tonight, the DOT is working on a plan to improve traffic safety at a busy interchange. Crews are about to get to work. They will be out overnight installing so-called traffic delineators where 95 South meets Route 146 South in Providence. The test will run through the next 2 weeks in an effort to reprogram drivers and ease traffic backups.